Ah, oof my ass. The hell am I? What the? Huh? Oh hi.
What the fuck?
SMG4 film video.
Okay. Okay, I will.
Hey all, no Null here. So I'm loving the new SMG4 story arc, the lawsuit arc. After the awful pacing of the Revelations arc, releasing new episodes 3 weeks apart at some points, this arc has marked the return of episodes releasing continuously every week, with the only exception so far being the gap between the first and second episode, which was likely due to Into the Marioverse being a meta-runner time, and so they had to release it at that time. Therefore, in combination with how each episode as cliffhanger leaves no room for filler episodes, it is safe to assume there will be no filler episodes in between the arc episodes, which I'm so happy about, as that painful wait is a thing of the past, and I've quite missed stories like the anime arc, where it felt more like an adventure as most episodes occurred just after the other finished. I also love how Nintendo are the villain of this arc. It seems like the logical next step after SMG4, as they're the only villain who can provide the same stakes of the universe getting destroyed, but in a different way than SMG4. As well, he would have destroyed the universe. Nintendo threatened to wipe its current form away. I like that with this arc they're kinda playing on the fear of a reboot or something happening to Mario like during the Genesis arc game, which obviously won't happen, but it does increase the tension a little bit and I like it. I missed the suspense from the Genesis/Revelations arcs, so it's cool to see. So in terms of this arc's length, I think it will be a shorter arc, similar to the rapper Bob arc's length of 7 episodes. At most, I don't think it will surpass the World UEG arc. I think this because this arc is happening rather later in the year than arcs usually do, and I think after the anime arc, they don't want to have really long arcs that release episodes consecutively, hence why other arcs were way shorter or had breaks in between arc episodes. Also, I don't see how they can make this arc as long as the anime arc or Genesis arc in my opinion. As for how this arc will go, I think it will culminate with SMG4 and the gang versus Lawyer Kong trying to convince Miyamoto to sign/not sign a DMCA on SMG4's channel. After last episode's events, which Lawyer Kong witnessed, I imagine he has really had enough at this point and just wants SMG4 and Maggie gone for good. Miyamoto has also had a very big presence in this arc and is specifically mentioned by SMG4 as the person who has to sign the DMCA on him, so he will be important later on. Luckily for the gang, Miyamoto seems completely neutral on SMG4's existence and is a very nice person. Also, they probably just aren't going to make Miyamoto an antagonist LMAO. So, as I was making this video, SMG4 announced Wotfi 2022. Due to being in the middle of the lawsuit arc, this seemingly suggests that this arc will be ending with Wotfi 2022, which I'm sure will annoy a lot of people lol. Though do keep in mind, SMG4 hasn't confirmed that Wotfi 2022 will be taking place in the arc, and he mentions how the announcement was made earlier than usual, so if this arc is a shorter one, there still is a possibility that Wotfi will be standalone. The existence of the meme games possibly also points to no arc end Wotfi this time, as if not its existence is seemingly replacing the arc ender, team-based Wotfi style would be made almost completely redundant. However, this Wotfi, if an arc ender, will likely be more traditional with just Mario vs SMG4 based on the image posted with Wotfi 2022's announcement and the fact that the full gang isn't present in this arc. This would make this Wotfi similar to Wotfi 2018. My main hope is that they'll do something more interesting with this Wotfi story-wise, so that it isn't predictable as we've seen this done 3 times before. Challenges, rap battle, villain defeated. Please don't use this same formula SMG4. Though a little weird at first, this new SMG4 design is really growing on me, like the Seiko redesign. I especially love how they went all out and made an SM64 model for him. As for whether this design change will become permanent at the end of the arc, I'm not so sure. Perhaps it could be part of a compromise they make with Lawyer Kong. Arcs do typically introduce changes to the series, and either way I find it hard to believe they went through all this effort to make this model and its SMG4 version just for it to be used in one regular arc episode, so I'm pretty certain we will see it again at some point in the arc. Changing SMG4's design would be rather controversial among some fans, and I could kinda see it as a backup model they made just in case they ever do have Nintendo come after them. So this is why I sort of think it may not replace the current design. One last thing. I think we may see a SMG3 new model as well later in the arc, because if they made an SMG4 redesign, they may as well make one for SMG3. So a lot of people are saying, I wonder who is going to die in this arc, which is really weird, as this clearly isn't a rule. The Revelations arc didn't have a major death other than SMG0 and Niles, who were the tragic hero and villain, and Terrence was not a major character in any way. And Exol and Dusty's deaths were foreshadowed in ways throughout their arcs. So far the four main characters of this arc are Mario, Maggie, SMG4 and Luigi, who are never going to be killed off for obvious reasons. And I also doubt Miyamoto or Swag would be killed LMAO. The only character who I think has a possibility of dying is Lawyer Kong, though I honestly do not expect this. Most likely I think he will either be punished like SMG3 was in the YouTube arc, or the gang will make some sort of deal/agreement with him so that he leaves them alone in exchange for Mario cooperating with Nintendo every so often or something like that. I'm unsure if any other characters will join this arc, such as the rest of SMG4's gang. None of the gang have appeared in the arc thus far. However, we have seen Swag, Toad and Bowser, so I think these are the only other characters we may see, especially as these guys are the only characters we know are also within the firewall. So it really depends if the gang ever leave the firewall during the rest of this arc as to if we see the rest have the gang. There also may be evidence that Toad will return from this recent community post, but we don't know if this is the Toad we know or some random Toad, and if it is Toad, whether he will just be getting a cameo or if he will get a proper role in this arc. One final note, SMG4 always seems to be hinting at future episodes with his tweets and community posts. He posted these tweets before Mario can't play with you anymore, which I think is hinting at the lawsuit arc and the return of Lawyer Kong. So whenever he posts this sort of stuff, analyze what it may be hinting at. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment about your thoughts regarding the lawsuit arc. Alright, was that good enough?
Yes.
Can I go home now?
No.